Hi there, my name is Troy Kinsey. Welcome back to our video series called Service Management in the Movies. In this video series, we take a look at clips from movies and television shows to demonstrate and discuss some key concepts associated with service management. Today's movie that we're going to use clips from is called The Dirty Dozen. It's a 1967 war film about 12 army prisoners, misfits as it were, who essentially have been given the opportunity to take on a suicide mission, and should they succeed, any one of them who survives will be given an automatic pardon. So the particular scene we're going to see today, the first of the two, is called the shaving scene, and it takes place during the training, and they're none too happy with some of the conditions. So let's take a look at this from a leadership perspective. All right, here we go.
The hell with it!
All right, Franco, what is it this time?
How am I supposed to shave in cold water?
That's your problem. You're in the field now. Where are you going to get hot water in the field?
The guard's got hot water, you got hot water. You're in the field, right?
That's tough.
That's right, Byron. How come you guys have hot water and we don't?
Man,
You keep quiet. You keep your big mouth shut.
We ain't shaving in cold water.
You want us to shave in cold
right.
water? Why don't you shave in cold water? That's
right.
Yeah, we're not gonna Franco tells him he means it.
Right, yeah, we ain't shaving, we ain't washing either, not in cold water. That right?
That's right.
Right.
The guard's got hot water. We ain't gonna use cold water.
And you can't make us either.
You're going to get yourself into hot water, Franco.
Now what are you gonna do? You gonna hang us? What can they do? They can't do nothing.
Nothing.
They can't do nothing. Now what are you gonna do?
Enough's enough.
Yeah,
You
go
know,
ahead.
I think Franco might be right this time.
Yeah, shaving in cold water won't make us any better soldiers.
Excuse me, sir. We got some trouble outside.
Yeah, I hear.
Blow it.
All right, Sergeant, follow me.
Yes, sir. All right, pull in. On your feet. Come on, right over here, Posey. Come on, dress it up there. Get in line.
What's this about refusing to shave? Who is refusing to shave?
We are.
Who is we?
We.
All those refusing to shave, take one step forward. So you want to stink, huh? And maybe itch too? Well, that's okay with me because I don't have to smell you. All right, Sergeant, there will be no further issue of shaving equipment or the use of soap. And there will be no more hot meals. Just K-ration. Courtesy of Mr. Franco.
Eddie.
Hey, I really think we got something there.
Yeah, it's what the Navy calls mutiny.
No. Remember what I was saying last night about working individually, 12 rugged individualists?
So?
Well, you heard him. It was all, we ain't gonna do this, and we ain't gonna do that. When I asked him to step forward, even Posey joined him. I'll bet you he's been shaving in cold water since he was a kid. Boy, do I love that Franco.
That means that we are going to have that much more time for work, right? So now, if you dirty dozen have no objections, we will get our equipment and we will start in right now.
It's an awesome film. I highly recommend you take a look. Again, I will put a link in the description below. So we're going to talk about 6 leadership concepts associated with this first clip. I'd love to hear your own thoughts and perspectives. Please, if you'd be willing to do so, include those in the comment section below. So the first is command, authority, and presence. And the idea is that Major Weissman holds himself with how he presents himself. So essentially with authority, and he imposes authority, but it's not through yelling or ranting or raving. He's calm, cool, and refuses to be intimidated by the men, even if they are pushing back against the commands that he's giving out. So that's really important how we carry ourselves. And again, it's not about being dictatorial. It's not about yelling, or in fact, it's just the opposite of that. It's about being calm, cool, collected, and being confident in how you express yourself. That's really important as leaders. Two is establishing discipline. So shaving definitely holds accountable to individuals accountable to basic standards. It's a concept that's used in military a lot in terms of ensuring that there's rituals throughout the day, throughout everything that's being done, and a lot of that is to, again, to establish that discipline. Earns respect. So, Major Reisman is tough but fair. He treats everyone equally, and as you'll note throughout the other parts of the movie, he's willing to get into the trenches with his team. So he's doesn't hesitate to be a part of their team, part of his team, and work with them, alongside them. And that's really important that we do so as leaders, that we don't just yell out commands from a distance, but we actually get in with them and are willing to do the work as well. Builds team cohesion. So shared experiences of shaving breaks down individual resistance, and in a like manner, the act of not shaving, the fact they're all going to not be shaving or bathing, essentially is or showering, I should say, is a shared experience, and so that can build team cohesion. Strategic patience is another. So in terms of ensuring that understanding that he's not going to be able to train these misfits, these army prisoners overnight. So it's going to take time, and that leads into the last thought, which is essentially adapting his leadership style to the team. So, and we'll see this especially in the next clip when we talk about adapting to principles that might not necessarily be used in the military, but they work for his team, pulling them together and appealing to what they need. And that's really important, that we adapt to what our team needs. We understand, we're cognizant of that, and we recognize that, pay attention to it, and then adapt accordingly. So speaking of which, this next scene is called the rhyming scene. The Dirty Dozen, the team is essentially going through their final stages of preparing for the mission. And so let's take a look at that, again, from the perspective of leadership.
Sergeant Barron? Look, I know we've been over this 1,000 times, but there's a lot of things that can go wrong. We got to be prepared to improvise. So let's see what happens if everything goes right. You ready? All right. One.
Down to the robot, we've just begun.
One.
Down to the robot, we've just begun.
Two.
The guards are through.
Three.
The Major's men are on a spree.
Four.
Major Waterslaw go through the door.
Five.
Think we stay in the dry.
Six.
The Major gives the rope a fix.
Seven.
Waterslaw throws the hook to heaven.
8.
Mayonnaise has got a date.
9.
The other guys go up the line.
10.
Sawyer and Gilpin are in the band.
11.
Posey guards points 5 and 7.
12.
Waterslaw and the Major go down to Dell.
And where's Donald Duck?
Donald Duck's down at the crossroads with a machine gun.
He better not be asleep or we'll all be in trouble, huh?
So I think this scene, to be quite candid, is a master class in effective communications and leadership. So let's talk about 6 areas here where I think this excels. And again, we'd love to hear your own thoughts and comments. Please put those in the comments below. The one, effective communication. So focusing on the critical elements of the plan, of the invasion plan, for the Dirty Dozen, not the Normandy invasion, of course. 2, enhance retention. So they adopt a mnemonic device with the repeating, with the mantra essentially that they're doing. So to make sure that they remember, especially, it's going to be especially important as they're going through this mission and with all the craziness and fear that's going to be taking place. That's really important. Which gets to number 3, building confidence and morale. So easing the team's tension and building confidence. And then next is encouraging team buy-in. So making the mission seem achievable. Again, it's everyone knows this is essentially a suicide mission, so they're not all expected to come out alive. Adapting, we talked about this before, but adapting leadership to the situation. So using humor in this case to build rapport and alleviate stress with a team. And again, to develop that bond. And then creating a shared vision. And this also gets to essentially, creating that common goal and getting everyone on the same page in terms of what they're doing, how they're going to do it, how they're going to work together, and creating essentially meaningful moments. So that humor is something that we need to be really careful about how we incorporate it, but it can be really effective if used well, used wisely. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. We're certainly enjoying making them. If you have any thoughts, comments, if you're willing to share this, please do that in the comments below. Other than that, take care. Thank you all for your support, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.